Hello, everybody. I'm very excited to welcome you here today to this graduation for the School for Health and Care Radicals. This is the first time we're doing something like this, and I'm really, really excited that this is happening right now, and I hope all of you are excited as well. We've got a bit of a packed program, and I'm going to be your master of ceremonies and guide you through the program today. So first of all, we're going to start off with the welcome and opening speech by our keynote speaker, who is also the Dean of the School for the Health and Care Radicals, Helen Bevan. So I'm just going to pass it over to Helen right now to give the keynote address.
Here I am. Can you hear and see me okay?
We can hear you.
Yeah. Can you see me?
We can see you. Excellent.
Fantastic, yeah. So, congratulations to the graduating class of 2014 of the School for Health and Care Radicals. What I wanted to do was to just tell a little bit of the story of the school. So what happened was that after Change Day 2013, we conducted a learning review of the level of activism for change and improvement. And what we found was that the biggest issue that was stopping our frontline clinical staff, trainees and students, as well as patient leaders, from taking action to create improvement in their own areas was a sense that they needed to have permission to make a change. So what we decided to do was to set up a school. And, how do we set up a school so that people, felt that they had the power and the permission and the confidence to make change? So we set up the School for Health and Care Radicals as a virtual school in the 5 weeks leading up to NHS Change Day 2014. And the response was just so amazing. We got, in the end, 1,600 people went through the school from 40 different countries. And, the school was virtual. There was, for 5 weeks, there was lectures every week and lots of opportunities for people to connect. And I think that what kind of surprised us and amazed us was the extent to which people really connected with each other. So I think that the best thing about the School for Health and Care Radicals was, the extent to which people in many different countries, in many different contexts, came together and connected and united around their roles as being agents of change in health and care. And I think, the impact of the school was amazing. Do you know that the materials from the School for Health and Care Radicals were downloaded from the school website more than 25,000 times? At the time the school was happening, the reach was over 2.5 million every week. And about 150 people became certificated change agents and were really pleased to graduate so many of our change agents here today. And, those of us that were part of the organising group of the School for Health and Care Radicals, we got far more than we gave, and we learned so much. Okay? We learned that change agents are all around us, that there are so many people, there is a well of potential energy for change. Okay? And we learned that these change agents are everywhere, and people who can rock the boat and stay in it, and who want to link up with other people and want to create change. So we're very proud that our graduates are going through this ceremony today, and proud to be supporting you. And we hope that this will be a long-term relationship, and we hope that you will go on rocking the boat and being the disruptors and the dissenters and the game changers in your organisations. And so, what we wanted to say really was, please keep going. Please stay in touch with us. We are thinking about what we're going to do next year, and the graduating class of 2015, and it will be great to get your input. And finally, I think what we wanted to say to you is to think about how you keep going, how you keep your energy. Please keep these connections, and we very, very much look forward to the ceremony now. So thank you.
Great, thank you very much, Helen. I'm pleased to now move on to our first valedictorian. So we've got Catherine J. Wilson, who we're just going to turn on your camera right now, and we've unmuted you, CJ. So please go ahead with your address.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Brilliant. So, hello and happy Friday, everyone. I'm CJ. I'm a business manager for clinical hematology services at Imperial College Healthcare NHS Trust. I'd like to start the address by just offering a little bit of context to my NHS Change Day pledge. And this year, NHS Change Day came at a really interesting time for me. I just left the NHS Graduate Management Training Scheme to start a new job, and I'd only been in post for 5 days. For those of you who don't know the scheme, it's an intensive 2-year training program to develop us into NHS leaders. The transition from being on the scheme to being off the scheme was one that I knew would be really hard. I knew I'd be not only learning a new role and a new organisation, a new service, and a new team, but that I'd be dealing with a lot more responsibility and accountability in my role. When I was thinking about what to pledge, I wanted my NHS Change Day pledge to be something that improved the experience of patients and but also helped to establish me in my new role. One of the only things that I knew about the service before I joined back in February was that we really struggled to achieve good cancer patient experience at Trust. So my pledge was to explore outpatient areas in our department and seek out opportunities to speak to patients and family members and carers of those patients. It struck me that when you're a patient, you might not feel as empowered to share your experience, especially if it has been a poor one. And that's especially true of our patients in our department who stay with us for a very long time and generally for the remainder of their life, however long that might be. This wasn't just a case of finding an opportunity to speak to patients. In our line of work, it's surprising how easy it is to lock yourself away in an ivory tower or a magnolia dungeon in my case, and never see any patients. And being the new girl, that would have been even easier. This tendency was just exacerbated by a completely irrational fear that I was going to do something wrong. Because as I kept getting reminded when I started in the NHS, I'm not clinical. The School for Health and Care Radicals really opened my eyes to how I could make this change in myself to improve my interactions with the department and its patients. The whole school process was a bit of a revelation. It was such a unique opportunity to interact with hundreds of healthcare professionals with such a variety of backgrounds and levels of experience. The success really lay in everyone's wholehearted engagement in the subject matter. Creeps are flying in from all over the world, and I know I'm not the only one who is impressed by the transatlantic night owls that joined us. And Deborah, that's you. Although we discussed a huge amount over the 6 weeks, there's one thing that really stuck with me, and it still does. And the whole of Change Day itself, while I was pushing the boundaries of my comfort zone, I kept repeating to myself the quote from Robert White that was presented, which was, all the concepts of stepping out of your comfort zone mean nothing until you decide that your essential purpose, vision, and goals are more important than your self-imposed limitations. When I first heard this quote presented, I just remember thinking, wow, that's so true. My comfort zone is just a self-imposed limitation. So on Change Day and on every working day since, I've gone out of my comfort zone. I've gone out to my clinical areas, visited staff, identified myself as patients, and had cups of tea and biscuits with SHOs and healthcare assistants. Having that light bulb moment at the school and the pledge that had me out and about totally changed my mindset about what it meant to be part of the department. I've had some pretty strong feedback since implementing my pledge, and although sometimes and often I get teased for visiting the wards just to say hello with no mental purpose, the teams have told me that they feel that I'm a little bit flexible enough that if there ever was a problem, they could just ask me, and they have a lot. I remember one example, we had a pyjama shortage on one of our wards, and the patient was left without any pyjama bottoms. He hadn't said anything to the doctors or nurses. I was talking to his wife and she mentioned this kind of non-clinical aspect of his care, and off I went to find some PJs. I remember being just so baffled by how surprised everyone was that I'd managed to find some pajamas, and thinking to myself, gosh, that was so easy, and I would have never have thought that I would be allowed to do that anymore. So Change Day and the School for Health and Care Radicals gave me the permission to redefine my comfort zone and be a better manager for the staff in my department and for the patients in my department. And I'd like to end by saying a very, very big thank you to everyone who's involved.
Thanks so much, CJ, for sharing your inspirational story with us. So we've got a few more valedictorians. So I'm going to move on to the next valedictorian. We have the next slide, Paul, please. And so here we have Dr. Victoria Hewett. I hope we've sorted out the video camera. We have our fingers crossed here. So Victoria, if you can just go ahead, hopefully we can hear you and see you. Are you there? Victoria? Hello? Can you hear us, Victoria? Okay, so why don't we go first to Celine and see if then we can come back to Victoria.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, and I think your video, yep, we can see you and we can hear you. Excellent. Go ahead.
Thanks a lot. We have chosen the harder path. We could have made easier choices, but we haven't. Still the world is quite acceptable the way it is, but we don't. We're here together attending this graduation ceremony because we chose to be change agents. We want to change things for the better. The small difference with not being a change agent, but it's actually a huge one, is that we take action. Not necessarily a revolution, action. Many of us have been involved in change initiatives for a while already. Some started as early as in primary school. I was still very disciplined at this stage. But then earlier this year, we've attended the School for Health and Care Radicals. We've dedicated time and brain power to this. Can you hear me? Yes. There's a strong echo. Okay, good. So earlier this year, we've attended the School for Health and Care Radicals, and we've dedicated time and brain power to this. We've made pledges, we've implemented our pledges, and today we're graduated. That feels great. I'm so happy. But graduation is certainly not what drives change agents. We're not seeking honors or rewards. We're striving for impact. We want to see results. Being graduated is a concrete indication that our change agency has an impact. It also bonds us together, and this connection is what will push us to continue to move forward with bringing change relentlessly, because we're not alone anymore. And since we're connected, and since we're numerous, we're going to be more efficient. This is of paramount importance. Why? Because we're not dealing with trivialities. Most of us who attended the course are linked to healthcare as professionals or future professionals, as healthcare providers, consultants, employees, whatever. Our raw material is people's health, our fellow human beings' health, meaning their life, the confidence they can have in the future, their well-being, the well-being of their families, their communities, our nations. We know, everybody knows, that some things have to change. There's a lot of frustration with the way healthcare systems and companies are run today, and it's very difficult to change such complex organizations. Inefficient and costly structures, bureaucracy and complacency, outdated management practices, etc., are none of the lesser evils. But I believe, in fact, no, I'm absolutely convinced that we can viralize good change. We can spread innovation, efficiency, and humanity in our systems. And we're doing this, among else, through our pledges. I pledge to motivate people for taking an individual responsibility into driving change. This was my pledge. Shortly after the School for Health and Care Radical sessions ended, I was to deliver a keynote speech to 50 top leaders of French university hospitals who'd gathered for their annual meeting. And innovation was the overarching theme of the meeting. I decided to focus my speech on innovating oneself and to leverage the school's resources for my speech. My aim was to inspire the audience and turn them into agents of change. The speech tried to explain how and why the world is changing, what it means, and how it makes structural changes mandatory. And then it focused on change starts with me. Changing oneself, challenging our own perceptions, and changing the way we drive change build the foundation for our transformation efforts. I spoke about communities, networks, social collaboration, inclusion, and open approaches. And as a result, some of them declared they had been convinced and they had changed their mind regarding those topics. Some asked me for contacts to implement initiatives in their hospitals. Some opened a Twitter account. Many acknowledged a different perspective on inclusive collaboration for engagement. So, of course, I would have loved to convince the entire audience at once, but we know change is hard, and it takes many more conversations to change behaviors. Conversations, well, in fact, conversations are far from sufficient. What the reluctant must see is concrete applications of modern thinking, successful, tangible initiatives. And this is where I believe lies the main value of the NHS Change Day and the School for Health and Care Radicals. This is change in action, not just in words. Change that bonds us together for a better world in practice. So in the name of all change agents and for what we are fighting for, I would just like to say a big thank you.
Thank you very much, Celine. We're giving you a virtual round of applause right now, people. If you can use your little bubble with the check mark, you can do that for both our first two valedictorians. Okay, so we're going to try with Victoria now. So Victoria, can you unmute yourself?
Oh, right, yeah.
Excellent. We can hear you now.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
Go ahead.
Can you see me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Can you see me now?
No, not quite yet.
Okay, I'll start talking then. Thank you so much for bearing with us for all our IT problems that we're having at our end today. I'll also just start by saying I'm very emotional at the moment because my husband graduated yesterday from his MBA and my daughter's had a speech day this afternoon, so there's already been plenty of tears all around. No doubt there'll be more to come. I'm just so honoured that you've given me the opportunity to deliver this valedictorian speech on behalf of all the graduate change agents from the School of Healthcare Radicals. Now, like most of you out there, I was compelled to answer the call for all healthcare radicals everywhere to rock the boat but not fall out. First of all, I absolutely love the word radicals. That sort of chimed with something in my own heart. And in common with some of the best change agents, I don't have an awful lot of power in what I do. I have more than some, but not a lot. But like many of you, I'm a frontliner, so I work on frontline clinical practice. And I see healthcare in all its raw, painful, often awe-inspiring reality, driven by passion and a belief that when it comes to caring in health, we can do better. Through the school, we were given some absolutely brilliant quotes to motivate us along the way. And here's one that I particularly like from the famous raconteur Will Rogers. He said, "Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there." He's right. Even when things are going well, we know it won't always be like this. And we, as radicals and change agents, will never settle for less than the unobtainable perfection. Radicals want to change the world of healthcare. Change agents know how to change the world that they work in. And that change starts from within, by acknowledging the ugly bits of ourselves, the bits that maybe don't work so well, and by celebrating the successful parts that do. Through this school, we've learned to accept ourselves and accept the changes that we want to see in our lives, making them genuine and authentic for us and for others. And perhaps that's the greatest challenge. I know it has been for me, but this is where change truly begins. And we as radicals relish a challenge, don't we? Right? Now that we're change agents, we have the skills and courage to overcome the fear that can so often hold us all back. We will be optimistic in the face of adversity. We will roll with resistance. No longer do we see barriers. Now there are only opportunities to talk, to share, understand each other, and grow together. But we can't do this alone. The school has taught us how to connect with others and build communities for change. It's our job now to inspire others and ignite that fire for change that not only burns brightly, but smoulders long. So I'm now going to take the opportunity to thank Helen, Jackie, Naomi, and the amazing team who educated, supported, enthused, and enabled us to follow the school's motto with head, with heart, and minds. As I said earlier on, the quotes and stories we share were truly inspiring. So I want to end with this one from the 13th century Persian poet Rumi. And this was actually the quote that I came across that really inspired me to answer the call to action. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I am changing myself. Graduate change agents, we are now both wiser and cleverer and ready to continue our mission towards a better healthcare future. For us, this is the start of something great. For our patients and those that we truly care for, it's the beginning of something even greater. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Victoria, for your inspiring speech. And we also give Victoria a round of virtual applause, and we can see you.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so in the spirit of true virtualness, we have another valedictorian who's actually recorded a message for us, and we're going to play the recording and show his image at the same time. So Paul, who's our technical genius, is crossing his fingers right now, and we're really hoping that we can hear this audio. So just bear with us for a second. Okay, once again, I would like for everyone to please congratulate our 4 valedictorians. So if you can just put your hands together for the final time in this section, that would be great. And you can do that using the applause button. Great, I can see that all happening. Okay, so now we're moving on to our roll call ceremony. So as we move on to this part of the ceremony, I'm going to explain what exactly is going to happen right now. I would like to thank all of our graduates who are currently on the WebEx, and you can see them all if you look at the attendees list. Some of the graduates have written down that they are graduates, and if you scroll through that list, you can see the names. Please take a minute to look through those names and see the people who have been graduated as certificated change agents. So what will happen now is we've got the lovely Pip Hardy from the school who will be doing the roll call. And what Pip will do is she'll show a picture of the certificated change agent and read out a statement from that change agent who they sent it in earlier, reflecting upon their experience of becoming a certificated change agent. So thank you again for the graduates and also for the people who have joined to be part of this ceremony and to congratulate as we're going along. Okay, Pip, we're going to unmute you right now. You're unmuted.
Thank you.
And let us know when you'd like to move to the next person on the slide.
Well, all I can, yeah, perfect. That's wonderful. So, yeah, shall we start with Carolyn?
Yes.
So Carolyn said, as agents of change, we've innovated and created, often critical, analytical, sometimes practical. We've stood on the edge, steered a path, cleared the way, rocked the boat, persuaded, cajoled, facilitated, taken a vote, and on graduating the school, now officially certificated as a health and care radical. So, we're not going to applaud each person, are we? No. I don't think so. Lana. Lana said, I'm very honoured and, as they say in Scotland, well chuffed to have been part of the school and to learn and share so much with an amazing bunch of people. Despite the criticism that the NHS sometimes endures, it's fantastic to be reminded of the wonderful, motivated, compassionate and committed teams and individuals who go the extra mile to make things better for the public, our families and communities. A great experience. Steve Collis said, although the certification is virtual, the power behind it is very real. This should inspire us all to make change and support others to do the same. It certainly has inspired me. Amelia Randall. I'm proud to be a certificated change agent and will use what I've learned to make a difference. Helen Sanderson. Being a certificated change agent means recognizing that I'm still learning by thinking and doing. And I'm grateful to be connected to a group of people who share the same passion for making change in a thoughtful, real way that always starts with ourselves. Julie Smith. I'm very proud to have achieved this new qualification. Now to use it. Linda, we actually have the same quote for Linda as we had for Lana, so I think we might have had a bit of confusion there, but I'll read it again, because I imagine they're similar sentiments. I'm very honoured and well chuffed to have been part of the school and to learn and share so much with an amazing bunch of people. Despite the criticism that the NHS sometimes endures, it's fantastic to be reminded of the wonderful, motivated, compassionate and committed teams and individuals who go the extra mile to make things better for the public, our families and our communities. Maxine Craig. I love feeling like I'm certified as a boat rocker, and having it on my email signature starts so many interesting conversations. Mola Imaduddin Ahmed. I'm really proud and happy to be a certificated change agent, and this inspires me to work harder towards improving patient services in the NHS and spreading awareness among doctors regarding medical leadership and quality improvement. Philip Pearson. How I feel that being a change agent isn't so much a reflection of what I've done, so much as a statement of who I'm becoming. Analogous to a medical registration, you graduate as a doctor and then you start work. Rebecca Rose. I pledged to remember that change begins with me, and being recognised as a certificated change agent helps maintain that positive mental space. Ruth Sadler. Becoming a change agent is being at the forefront of the movement of change within the NHS. It's about celebrating our teams and diversity through good leadership. Sue Chong-Ma. Being a certificated change agent makes me feel like I will never be scared of change again. Stephanie O'Brien. I'm so proud to be a certificated change agent, as I have proved to myself how I can change and how much I have changed, achieved and developed in the last 2 years. Actually, I'm immensely proud of myself. Jonathan Richards. I'm part of a network of passionate enthusiasts who value the NHS and want to make things better for staff and people using our services. Our shared passion keeps me going through hard times. Mandy Hollis. I feel immensely proud to be recognised as a certificated change agent and honoured, no, actually humbled, to be amongst a company of so many inspirational people. Congratulations to everyone who's graduated, and thank you to Helen Bevan, who's been a key inspiration to me throughout. Joanne Pons-Laplana. I feel over the moon to become a certificated change agent. Completing the course, I feel I gain the license to encourage and advise other people about change after doing the walk. Finally, I found my tribe and a place I can call home. I love being a change agent. Martin Farrier. I feel empowered. Joe McRae. I'm proud to be a change agent. I'm proud to help friends and colleagues rock the boat with NHS Change Day and the School for Health and Care Radicals. Alison Jones. I feel very lucky to have been a small part of the School for Health and Care Radicals, and I'd like to thank my wonderful mentor, Carol Reed, for all her support and guidance. I'm excited about rocking the boat and staying in it as a newly qualified nurse in the near future. James Rawson. Many people see the problems in healthcare, but lack the tools to improve and solve them. For me, becoming a certificated change agent is about learning new skills about how to bring about positive changes in healthcare and teaching those skills to others. Erica van der Schwick-Deluve. Being a certificated change agent and taking part in the international group of change agents makes it possible to expand the movement of change in healthcare and to show all of us why it's necessary to start change by yourself in collaboration with others. Joanna McCormack. I'm delighted to be part of the community of change agents working to make the healthcare experience better for patients and staff. Madeline Roseboom. How I feel about being a certificated change agent is as belonging and having permission and strength to think and act differently. Anu Aurelio. Being certificated as a change agent is like obtaining a driver's license. I'm now legally not knowing what I'm doing and need to continue to learn every day. Jennifer Verma. Being a certificated change agent gives me that extra energy boost, that stamp of approval, that motivation to keep at it, working with clinicians, healthcare managers and patients to make healthcare better for all Canadians We all know the saying that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. As change agents, we can go far together. For that, I feel fortunate. Lily Sorensen. I love to be part of an international network which can support me to fulfill my vision, transforming healthcare to human care. I'm not a lonely and fearful rider anymore. Temptation Shigola. I feel like if I can dream it, I can do it. Julie Smee. Here is the sentence. I'm feeling very excited to be part of this grassroots movement, and I feel invigorated to continue to support change across the NHS.
Next. And finally, we have Pip Hardy. Thank you very much, Pip, for reading out the roll call today. And Pip says, I'm really proud to be part of a movement with wonderful people who are trying to be the change that they want to see in the world. And I wear my badge with pride. So I'd like to take this moment to thank all of the graduates. And I would like us all to applaud. There's a round of applause for the graduates. If you can do that again, just using the controls on your website, that would be great. I'm not going to do it in real time if you can see me on the camera. Okay, so we're going to move on to our next technical challenge on this one. We've kind of put together a little bit of a celebration video. So we're going to attempt to play that celebration video now. So Paul, we get that up onto our screen. Just give us a second. It's coming up. Okay, so all you guys need to do is press the play button on your screen, and you should be able to view the video. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video, and we'll be putting it on YouTube as well. We'll send out all the graduate links just in case you weren't able to view it right now. So finally, right before we do our closing, unfortunately, Naomi wasn't able to join us today on the WebEx, and she's flown off to Portugal on vacation, but she's recorded a message for all the graduates and everyone on the line, and we're going to try and upload that video right now so you can see the message from Naomi. So just give us a second and another one will come up. Okay, same thing here. Press play on your own computer and you should be able to see the message. Okay, great. I hope you were able to hear the message from Naomi. Yes, and Naomi is drinking actually only fruit juice, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure we videoed that at about 11 o'clock in the morning, so it's probably a good thing that there was no alcohol in that glass. Okay, so we've completed the formalized part of our ceremony, and I'm now going to hand it back to Helen Bevan, the Dean of the School, to give us our closing of the ceremony. Helen, you there?
Hang on a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
And can you see me?
Not yet, but hopefully soon we can.
Okay. So, health and care radicals from around the globe. Go out into your world and organize, mobilize, and change. I wanted to end with a poem. So when Victoria read part of a poem from Rumi, it really made me smile because I've chosen a poem from Rumi to end the ceremony. And it's called, It's Your Turn Now. It's your turn now. You waited. You were patient. The time has come for us to polish you. We will transform your inner pearl into a house of fire. You are a gold mine. You are a gold mine, health and care radicals. You are a truly amazing community of change makers. Go forth and make it happen wherever you are in the world, with your head, with your heart, and with your hands. Our patients, our families, and our population deserve you.
Great. Thank you, Helen. Thanks again to all of the graduates and to all the people who participated in the ceremony today. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be posting out the links to the videos, and we'll also send out, I think there was a good idea in the chat box about sending out a bit of a yearbook. So we'll see if we can get the yearbook together. And all the graduates, I hope you're looking forward to receiving your certificates in the mail, and you'll receive those hopefully in a few weeks from now. So I just want to thank everyone again. I want to thank the Dean of the School, Helen. I want to thank all of our 4 valedictorians and Pip and all of the graduates for attending the ceremony today. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, and well done, Mina. That was so, Paul, I mean, that was so beautifully done. That was the highlight of my year. And I think, you know, for all the hard work that kind of went into the school, I mean, oh my goodness, has there ever been anything that's been more worthwhile and, you know, more of a sense of like a movement and igniting this just amazing passion. So thank you so much.